These are three true stories sent in by real people. They aren't about ghosts or demons. They're about something much worse, real people, and the things they're capable of. Make sure you're alone, the lights are off, and you're ready. Because once you start listening, you won't stop. I don't really like talking about this because it still messes with my sleep, even over a decade later. But I need to, because if someone else ever finds themselves in a situation like this, I want them to trust their instincts. In 2011, I was living alone in a cheap one-bedroom apartment outside Dayton, Ohio. It wasn't a dangerous area, but it wasn't good either. The kind of place where you heard sirens often enough to stop noticing. One night I fell asleep on the couch watching late-night TV. I woke up around 3 a.m. to the sound of footsteps, not above me, not next door. Inside my apartment. Not loud, not rushed, just slow, steady, like someone who had no need to hide. I stayed completely still. At first I thought I was still dreaming, but then my eyes adjusted to the darkness, and I saw a silhouette standing at the end of my hallway. Tall, perfectly still, not breathing heavily, just staring. I whispered, "Who's there?" No answer. The worst part? It wasn't like a burglar caught in the act. He wasn't even moving toward me. He was standing like he'd already been there for a while, watching me sleep. I reached slowly under the couch for the baseball bat I kept. The second I moved, the guy sprinted toward the front door and slipped out like he already knew the layout. No breaking glass, no forced entry. The front door wasn't even fully closed. That meant one of two things. Either I slept without locking it, or he had been inside before I even went to bed. Police checked everything. No fingerprints, nothing stolen, no damage. The officer asked if I had an ex or anyone who might want to scare me number. Nobody. The landlord later admitted something. That apartment had been broken into 2 times before I moved in. Always the same pattern. Someone watching the tenant sleep and leaving without taking anything. A month after that night, I moved states. I've never slept with a door unlocked again. And to this day, I still don't know what he wanted, or if he ever came back another night when I didn't wake up. I grew up in a small Oregon town where people still left their doors unlocked. The kind of place where neighbors borrowed sugar and everyone trusted each other. That version of me is dead now. In 2019, my husband had to go out of town for 3 days for work. I didn't think anything of it. I wasn't scared of being alone. I'd lived in that house for years. The first night, around 1:45 a.m., my dog woke me up. Not barking, growling. A deep, vibrating growl I had never heard from him before. He was staring at the basement door. At first, I tried to rationalize it. Maybe a mouse, maybe raccoons outside, maybe the house settling. Then I heard it. A faint dragging sound coming from the basement, like something metal being slowly pulled across the floor. Then, it stopped. I texted my husband. "I think someone's in the basement. Am I overreacting?" Before he could reply, I heard 2 knocks, slow, intentional. Knocks. My blood ran cold. Grabbed my phone, locked myself in the bathroom, and called 911. 2 officers arrived, searched the entire basement, and found nothing. But then they saw it. The small basement window was pushed open. On the outside, dirt, clear footprints. Someone had climbed in. Then behind the insulation, they found a sleeping setup, a sleeping bag, a duffel bag, 2 water bottles, bucket empty food wrappers, a flashlight, a large kitchen knife, a notebook. The notebook had scribbles, maps, words crossed out. But one sentence, circled in red, will haunt me forever. Wait until she's alone. The police told me whoever was staying there had probably been living under my house for days, maybe weeks, eating, sleeping, listening to us have dinner, shower, talk, laugh, just waiting. We sealed the window, locked everything, installed alarms, but I still haven't gone into that basement alone, because I can't stop thinking about this. If my dog hadn't growled that night, how long would he have waited? And what was supposed to happen when he finally decided it was time to come upstairs? I was 17 when this happened, old enough to feel like an adult, young enough to still be clueless. It was summer in Florida. I had a part-time job at a frozen yogurt place a few blocks from home. It was a safe neighborhood. Kids rode bikes, people walked dogs, parents waved from their driveways. You'd never think something bad could happen there. But only people who've never crossed paths with a predator say that. I was walking home around 7:30 p.m. Still daylight, still warm. Nothing felt wrong. Then a silver SUV pulled up beside me. The woman driving looked totally normal. Mid-30s, clean, friendly smile. like someone who probably volunteered at a school. She leaned toward the passenger window and said, "Hey, are you Megan?" That stopped me cold. She knew my name. Then she said, "Your mom got stuck at work. She asked me to pick you up and bring you home." I stared at her. She spoke casually, like it was no big deal. She didn't look threatening. She looked like every nice suburban mom. But something inside me whispered, "This is wrong." I said, "Let me call her first." The woman smiled, but her expression didn't reach her eyes. "There's no time, sweetie. Just get in." Her tone changed, just slightly. Then I saw it. A man in the front passenger seat, sitting low, staring at me without blinking. My heart dropped. I turned and started speed walking away. The woman called after me, voice now sharp, "Megan, get back here." I ran. The SUV didn't follow. It sped away. When I got home, I told my mom. She called 911. We assumed nothing would come of it. 2 months later, police found a silver SUV abandoned across state lines. Inside, they discovered zip ties, rope sheets, a prescription bottle of ketamine, camera and photos of multiple teenage girls at bus stops and schools, including me. Someone had been watching me, studying me, waiting for the right moment. And if I had gotten into that car, I would never have been seen again. I used to believe monsters looked like monsters, but sometimes they look polite, friendly, even comforting. Sometimes they smile while they're deciding whether to take you. These stories aren't about ghosts. They aren't about demons. They're about people. People who walk the same streets, shop at the same stores, hold the door open for you while planning to do something you can't imagine. If a voice inside you ever says something is wrong, believe it. Thanks for listening. Stay safe.